I'm your Proctor Rails, everybody. You good? Oh, too hot. right, everybody, 15 minutes on the clock. First period about to start. We are short a couple players tonight. Ruxin is on the injured reserve list. Gray not feeling super well, so they look like they're going to help head coach Gabe Jorgensen today with the holding the doors. Brecken on the opening draw, wins it back to Miles. Back up to Brecken. He's got Will and Max on his wings today. Miles and Garrett starting on the points. Will out front, shoving at the puck. We get a whistle. That'll be a save. Shot for Will. Grand Rapids player removed from the face-off. He jumped early. Brecken still on the dot here. It's one back by the Thunderhawks. Clearing attempt, shot by Max. That goes wide of the nets. Thunderhawks took this one up, held in by Brecken. He gives to Will. Rolled off the end of his stick. Brecken gets it back in neutral ice, dumps it right back in. The shot blocked out front. Rapids up the near side wall. They'll dump it, look for a change. Jay settles it down for Garrett. Played up ahead. Intercepted at the blue line, but taken away by Brecken. He gets out of the zone. Tries to jump around the defenseman at the blue line. It's taken away from him. Thunderhawks, near side wall. That's pressure from Tony. Forces them back in. Grand Rapids up the far side wall. That hit the referee's skate. Tony sends it into the zone, gets bumped. Grand Rapids, low center. Rink wide pass does connect. Shot partially blocked. Picked up by Declan. He's up out of the zone. 2-on-1 as they cross the blue line. Toe drags. Oh, hits a skate. Played up to the line. That hops over Matt's stick. Garrett back covering up. He's got the puck. Starts up through the middle. Into the offensive zone he goes. That fires a shot off a shin pad. Cleared to the corner. Thunderhawks try to center. Declan with a good stick there. Griff now able to force it into the zone. Clearing attempt, slowed down. They do clear. Matt will pick this one up at center ice. Works his way around the corner, dumps it in. Gets the puck at the circle. Hard shot, misses the net. Garrett off the wall for Griff. He tries to center. That's off a stick. Griff battling down the wall. Tries to center. That's taken away. Played back into the corner. Rapids played it across. That's played up out of the zone. Matt will circle in his own end. Up ahead for Tony, near side wall. He tries to backhand that over for Declan. It's intercepted and dumped back in. Jay settles it down. Garrett takes his man down behind the net. No call. Griffin to the line. Does get it out. Tony backhands it ahead. That goes off Declan's skate, but they do get it into the zone. Thunderhawks up the near side wall. Miles poke checks that one away. It's right onto a Thunderhawk stick. Garrett takes this one away, pushes it in behind the net. Declan threads the needle between a couple. Into the offensive zone he goes. Down, he's in alone, pushes it wide of the net. Shot from below the goal line, hit the goalie in the mask. Stretch pass out of the zone. Good poke check from Miles. He's able to take this one. He goes into the zone, near side wall. He'll shoot from the dot, fans on it. Centers for Will. Will, backhander into the slot. Knocked down by Miles. Grand Rapids able to take it away. Brecken steps up. Puck is clear. We got a delayed penalty against the Rails. And as it's dumped in, Grand Rapids has possession. We're going to be down a man as soon as the Rails touch a puck here. Thunderhawks through center ice into the offensive zone. Shot, kick, save. Garrett plays it. And Bria is going to go to the box. Tripping is the call. Brecken on the offensive or the defensive draw, wins it back for Matt. Matt sidesteps, plays ahead for Will, tips it out of the zone. That's heading down almost on net. That'll go for icing though. 10:22 left in the first period, minute 18 left in the minor penalty to Bria. We'll get another draw here. This time to Jace's left. Rapids wins the draw back to the far point. Shot, hits a body out front. Second attempt, saved by Jace. He'll smother. 8 seconds off the clock on that penalty. Rapids wins the draw back to the point. Shot towards the net, tipped wide. Puck on the half wall here, battling for it. Matt gets it ahead. Tony kicks it towards the line. Shot taken, blocked. Puck squirts to the far side wall, played back to the point, but the defenseman wasn't there yet. Tony putting the pressure on here. He gets the puck behind the goal line, sends it out front. Declan has. He fanned on a shot. Declan in the circle, still battling. Sends one short angle shot off the side of the net. Grand Rapids clears, and they're out of the zone. Down the far side wall. Stops, back to the point that hit the referee. Declan able to clear, he's upended. Rapids off the start from their own end. Into the offensive zone comes Thunderhawks. Matt knocks down a shot. Poke checks it to Tony. He's run over. No call there. Yard sale. Bria out of the box. Both teams back to full strength. Matt taken down. Puck ends up in the slot. Shot blocked by Garrett. Puck bouncing around. Second shot on net, saved by Jace. He'll collect it and melt it down. 8:48 left in the first period. Game still tied at 2. Game still tied at 0. Rails will start from their own end here once more. Brecken on the dot. Got Bria and Will on the wings. Possession to the Rails off the draw. Garrett off the glass, up for Will. Will chips it up the wall, keeps it himself. Poke checked away just outside the line. Long shot goes wide of the net, steered to the corner by Jace. Garrett has up ahead. That skips off of Brecken's stick and then go the length of the ice for an icing. Rails will be forced to start from their own end once more. Rapids with possession off the draw. Chip shot on net. Rebound out front. Cleared. Tipped by Max over to Griffin. He's not able to control. Sent right back. Miles picks this one up. Into the offensive zone he goes. Tries to toe drag. His puck's taken away. Played up and out of the zone. Declan. Rink wide pass for Griff. He'll chip this one into the zone. Declan putting pressure on there. Griffin steps up on the half wall. Keeps the puck in the corner. Declan has. Behind the net. Comes back near side. Declan in the circle, sidesteps, poke checks. Thunderhawks start ahead. They'll dump it from the blue line, looking for a line change. Miles, first one on it, near side corner. Plays ahead for Max. That hopped off his stick. Grand Rapids dumps it ahead, taken away by Declan. Declan forces his way into the offensive zone. Tries for a toe drag. Puck loose in the slot. Cleared. Matt will retreat at center ice. Dumps it into the zone. Off a stick. No icing. Grand Rapids tries to clear. Griffin on it in the slot. He's hooked, no call. Centers. Brecken, weak shot on net, saved. Up to the point. Miles couldn't quite hold. That was on his backhand. Matt from his own blue line chips it off the far side wall. Rails have an extra player. They do get it out. Matt will pick this one behind his own net, near side corner. Plays it up ahead. That's off a stick. Icing waved off. Tony in the far corner. Walks away with it. Over to... Oh, shot by Will. Ended up wide of the net. Will back to the point for Matt. He'll fire a shot. That's a kick save. Brecken, far side wall. Surveys. Centers for Will out front. Shot off the stick. That went off the knob of the stick, off the handle. Will gets it back. He tries the backhand one across the zone. That's intercepted. Garrett picks it up. Starts up near side. He's into the zone. Nobody ahead of him yet. Tries to drag out to the middle. Tony gets it back. Sends one off a skate. Brecken reverses it behind the net. Grand Rapids will play it ahead. Taken away by Matt. He goes D to D for Garrett. Up ahead for Brecken. Tipped into the zone. Brecken, long shot on net. Gloved and dropped. Brecken again from the short angle. Off the post. Rapids play it ahead. Into the zone they come. Miles, first one on the puck there. Stops behind the net. Reverses course, gets it over to Will. Lead pass out of the zone for Brecken. Brecken pressured there, able to hand it off to Tony to push it into the zone. Puck up to the point. It's held in temporarily. Rapids able to get it out of the zone. Garrett back. Forces under the wall. Centering attempt. Miles breaks that up. Will has. Ahead for Brecken. That's intercepted. Will gets it back. Back up to Brecken. Into the zone. Drop pass for Tony. Shot on net. Stick save. Puck still out front. Will backhander on net. That's saved by the goaltender as well. Tony back to Will behind the net. Will from the corner. Centers. Matt one-time shot. Blocked out front. Will, good back pressure there. Stifles the rush. Battling for it along the near side wall. Declan takes a man out. No call there. Miles over to Matt. He starts the rush. Hard shot. Rebound. Chipped wide of the net. Puck cleared wide. Matt intercepts at the blue line. Shot from the slot, 3 feet wide. Point blank, nobody in front of him. Couldn't find the net. Rapids will dump it in change. Matt plays it up the near side wall. Bria dumps it towards the zone. Intercepted. Rapids off the near side wall and back up. Thunderhawks in the corner. They've got possession. Matt takes this away. Battling in behind the net. Has it taken off his stick. Bria able to disrupt. Declan gets on his horse. Picks up this puck. 2-on-0 if there is across the zone. Declan shot. Scores! Bar down. That should be Declan unassisted. Or Declan from Matt, I can't tell, but we'll give Declan unassisted. Yeah, so 10 from 36 was the call from the referee. Brecken wins the draw back. That's past everyone. Matt will pick this one up. Circles. Sorry, I didn't give you time on the last stoppage. 3:03 left right now in the first. Rails ahead by 1. Matt fans on a centering attempt. Brecken does clear. Will with good pressure there. D to D go the Thunderhawks. Played ahead, intercepted by Brecken. Plays up for Will. He missed it. Played back ahead. Brecken's got it again. Brecken stretch pass looking for Max. Connects. Poke checked off his stick and right back out of the zone. Grand Rapids plays it ahead. Matt plays it with his glove. They don't call anything. Blocked shot by Garrett. He stood tall on that one. Rink wide pass it's Will. Garrett joins the rush. He's down the slot. Will out front. Centers off the goalie's stick into the corner. Max, high stick, no call. Brecken battling behind the net. Thunderhawks start out here. Will puts the pressure on down in the corner. That comes up the wall. Clearing attempt stifled by Max temporarily. Garrett now gets. Curls back near wall. Able to get it up out of the zone. As it comes back in, they were offsides. 1:46 remains in the first. We'll get a neutral zone face-off here just outside the Rails end. Declan wins the draw back to Miles. D to D for Garrett. Garrett reaches the red line, dumps this one in on net. Stolen in the corner by Bria. Up to the circle. Thunderhawks come out of the zone. Rink wide pass, too hot. Foot race for the puck. Miles lets that one, takes the man, lets that trickle in on net. Jace will cover up.
Let's go, Proctor!
Declan on the dot. Possession to the Thunderhawks. Shot from the blue line, blocked by Bria. Right to Tony's stick. He's out of the zone. 1-on-1. He's got a trailer. Pushes this one in on net. Saved. Whoa, that one rolled just past the pipe. Sent back out front. Thunderhawks try to clear. Get past Garrett. They've got numbers. Miles hustles back. Forces that puck with a good poke check. Thunderhawks still have possession, but the shot was thwarted. Poke check to the corner by Declan. He's able to chip this past the pinching defender. Bria and Tony are 2-on-1 as they cross. Bria from the top of the circle. Shot. Rebound. Cleared to the corner. Played up to the line. Matt does hold. It's in his gear. He's able to drop it. Battle along the wall at the blue line. Tipped ahead for Tony. Tony fires one on net. Shot saved. Cleared ahead. Miles kicks this one towards the corner. Matt will pick it up there. Matt fans on a clearing attempt again. Is dumped back into the corner by the Thunderhawks. Declan around the wall for Will. He doesn't get it. They say it was tipped. Icing waved off. And that'll end the first period. After one, shot totals. Score is 1-0. Shot totals, Rails have 12. For a save total for the Grand Rapids goaltender of 11. Grand Rapids shot total is 3. For a save total for Jace of 3. I'm going to take a 2-minute break and be right back. All right, we're back into the second period. Draw one all the way back to the goaltender by the Thunderhawks. Pressure there from Bria forces them come near side. Played ahead out of the zone. Pass connects into the offensive zone down the near side wall. Dumped into the corner. Miles, first one on it behind the net. Up the wall, just too far for Will. Held in at the blue line. Will in his feet. Play back. Miles picks this one up. Starts out near side. Up ahead for Bria. She tries to backhand through the crowd. Will pick this one up. Come up the near side wall into the zone. Cuts to the middle. Hard shot. Gloved. Held onto. 14:20 left in the second period. Rails with an offensive zone faceoff upcoming. Draw into the corner. Tony centers. That goes through the crease all the way to the far wall. Played up and out of the zone. Matt will regroup at center ice. Hard pass off the far wall. That was behind Griffin. Thunderhawks start out from their own end. Push it near side. Played up the wall. Matt collects. He's got it at the blue line. Starts ahead. He cuts to the middle into the zone. Hard shot from just inside the line. Partially blocked into the corner. Matt, first one on it, chips to the corner, chips in behind. Battling there, knocks the player down. Still battling, puck in behind the net. Tony's got centers. Nobody home. Puck cleared, but not. Does get out. Declan with a poke check, pushes it back over the line. Rails will be off sides there, so neutral zone draw upcoming with 13:37 left in the second. Thunderhawks win the draw back. Played up the near side wall, taken away by Max. He fires this one towards the line. Will into the zone. Sidesteps. Tries to go around. One-handed on the stick. A shot on net. Play back to the line. Miles fires one. That goes off a shin pad in the circle. Cleared up and out by the Thunderhawks. This will go the length of the ice, and icing is called. 13:12 remains in the second. Garrett pushes a shot towards the net. That rolls wide. Right off the draw. Thunderhawks have centered. Across the blue line. Poke checked ahead. Garrett has it. Backhands ahead for Max. Max up for Brecken. Into the offensive zone he goes. On the wall. Fires it down below the goal line. Taken away by the Thunderhawks. Brecken intercepts that clearing attempt. He's got it in the corner again. He'll dump this one back down into behind the goal line. Will battling there. Rapids around behind their own net. Backhanded near side. It's behind everybody. They'll collect and start ahead. Into the offensive zone they go. Centered. Three Rails converge. Puck still bouncing around in the slot. Shot never made it on net. Garrett picks up the loose change. Starts up near side. Clears this one far side. The far side, doesn't make it for icing. Brecken putting the pressure on in behind the goal. Rapids. Cross ice. In on the far side, lofts one towards the net. Jace will just hang on to that one. 11:56 left in the second period. Face off to Jace's left, upcoming.
We need more noise from the peanut gallery.
Draw one back to Matt. That was Declan on the draw. Matt up off the corner for himself. Starts out of the zone. Bumped as he enters the zone there. Puts the pressure on in behind the net. Plays his player into the wall. Puck spurts free into the circle. Rink wide pass, and the Rapids is out of the zone. Taken away by Miles. He starts back up ahead into the offensive zone. Backhanded towards the line. Bria clears blocks a clearing attempt. Miles will dump it right back into the corner. Tony was pressured on at the goal line. He's got possession, battling for it there now. He's pinned against the wall. Declan picks up the puck. Sidesteps a couple of players there. Back to the line for Matt. Hard shot. Scores! That went over the goalie's shoulder. Moose extends the lead to 2-0 on that beautiful pass from Declan. Rails up 2-0 with 11:05 left in the second period. Puck squirts into the Thunderhawks end. Will's got possession off the draw. Stripped of the puck just inside the blue line. Thunderhawks cross near side. Garrett bumps the player off, takes the possession in the corner. Chips it up off the glass. Brecken will skate into it. Brecken and Will 2-on-1 as they cross center ice. Centering for Will. That was in his skates. Will in the corner, tries to center, gets it to Brecken. He shoots wide of the net. Griffin hustles over to the half wall, able to knock the puck down, lofted high, hits the top of the glass, stays in. Matt will play it from his own blue line up ahead for Will, chips into the bench. That almost hit Bria as it sailed into the Proctor bench. 10:18 left in the second period. Brecken wins the draw. That gets back past Garrett. He'll regroup in his own end. Played ahead. That's stripped by Thunderhawks. Centering attempt off a skate. Centering again. That's loose in the slot. Griffin tries to play it over for Will. That's out of the zone. Thunderhawks dump it back in, but offsides. So we'll get a neutral zone draw with 9:58 left in the second. Declan back to Garrett, pokes up for Max. He's bumped at center ice. Thunderhawks play it into the zone. Max takes his man into the wall. Garrett intercepts up ahead for Declan. He steamrolled someone in the process. Thunderhawks into the zone. They're on sides. Poked into the slot. Good back pressure from Miles. Forces that puck to the wall. No shot on net. Garrett along the half wall battling there. Thunderhawks down into the corner. Declan now from the wall, loses his stick. Grand Rapids into the slot, taken away by Garrett. He stops, lofts this one up but not out. Shot in on net, it's under Jace. He's able to smother. 9:10 left in the second period. We'll get a defensive zone face-off. Brecken up to Will. Tony tries to poke this out of the zone. Will get it back up to him. Tony into the zone, nobody ahead of him. Shot wide of the net from the circle. Thunderhawks try to clear it up ahead. They do get out of the zone. That's off somebody's skate, though. Played ahead. Miles holds it at the blue line, squirts into the zone. Matt will pick it up there. He retreats behind his net. Hard off the wall into the middle for Brecken. Tipped ahead for Tony. Tony in on a break. Shot over the net. Will stripped of the puck along the half wall, played up to the line, lofted up and out of the zone. Brecken will hustle back, pick this one up. From behind his own net, plays ahead for Tony. Tony up for Will. Gets it back to Tony. Tries to feed Will. His stick was lifted, puck into the corner. Up to the line. Miles, quick shot, blocked in the slot. Thunderhawks start out from behind their own net. Tony putting pressure on there, takes his man down. Will thrusts the loose puck. Poke check to the line. Matt has down. He fires this one off the corner for Tony. Puts one off the side of the net. Puck squirts in behind. Puck comes up the near side wall. Matt able to hold it in with a boot. Back from the half wall, cleared, not out. Matt plays it back down into the zone. Poked up to the line. Brecken holds. He's in alone. Backhand, forehand, off the side of the net. No shot. Sauces this one back to the line for Miles. He tries to put one on. That's blocked. Tony's got it now in the corner. Backhands this one towards the net. That's Brecken now behind. Wraparound attempts. Forwarded. Puck back in behind. Tony, first one on it there. Centers. Thunderhawks taken away, but Will gets it. He shoots one off. That hit Brecken out front. Cleared up, but not out. Thunderhawks finally get possession. They'll reach center ice and dump it in. Matt from his own end starts up the near side wall. Poke checked off his stick. Thunderhawks have it. Shot from the circle. Hits the post. Will tries to chop this one ahead. Miles picks it up, plays it for Will. Held in at the blue line. Saved by Jason. He'll melt it down. 6:42 left in the second. We'll get a defensive zone draw here for the Rails.
Went over and he took it out of his hand.
If it's in the defensive zone, you can do that, though, Hank.
I didn't think of that.
Declan back for Garrett. He fires this one up off the glass looking for Griffin. That gets out of the zone. Grand Rapids curls on their own end. Good pressure there from Griffin. He's got the puck. Rolled off the end of his stick. Thunderhawks start out. Through neutral ice. Shot from the slot goes wide of the net. Garrett forces puck to the corner. He's got two Thunderhawks on him. Battling there still. Declan helping out. Puck squirts to the circle. Griffin tries to force it to Max. Can't get him there. Declan picked it up. Thunderhawks. Puck to the middle. Shot pushed wide of the net. Played up the wall by Garrett. Griff tried to center for Max. That's taken away. Thunderhawks right back into the zone. Good back pressure there from Declan. Thwarts the rush. Played down into the circle. Up to the point, but the defenseman had moved to the middle. Griffin hustling ahead to put the pressure on there. Rink wide pass. They say it's in. Garrett has it. His shot blocked into the end wall. Griffin bumps a player there. Max able to force this one back to the corner. Thunderhawks up the near side. Centered and out of the zone, taken away by Declan. He bumps there. There's a couple of collisions. Declan with the puck into the zone now. He toe picks, can't get the shot in on net. The Thunderhawks will start back out of the zone. Stops, goes into the middle. They're offsides by about 6 feet. Too many moves at the blue line. 4:48 remains in the second, and we'll get a face-off just outside the Rails end here. Puck lofted high over the Grand Rapids defenseman. Played to the line and out. Thunderhawks center. Into the zone. Near side circle. Neat little play there. Miles strips him of the puck. Able to get it up ahead. Backhander to Tony. Just too hot to handle. Miles tries not to put it in the zone, but does. So offsides the call. 4:25 left in the second. Brecken forces this one to the wall. Thunderhawks will have possession. Clearing attempt taken away by Will. Tony pushes this one towards the net. Shot, save. Goaltender's got it in his gear. We'll get an offensive zone face-off here for the Rails. Thunderhawks with possession in the corner. Drawn behind the net, played up near side. Matt, one-time shot, 6 feet wide. Thunderhawks up out of the zone efficiently off that. They reach the blue line, dump it in. Matt, first one on it behind the net, up the far side wall. Tip to the middle and out of the zone. Thunderhawks couldn't hold. They're back on sides, back into the zone. Toe drags to the slots. Jace out aggressively. He'll just smother it. Force the face-off here. Just heads-up play from Jace to get that one before they can get a shot off. Brecken wins over to Bria. Puck still bouncing around. Declan gets it back. Miles up ahead for Bria. Thunderhawks take it back into the zone. Shot. That goes wide of the net. Miles curls in behind. Starts to head up the near side wall. Past a couple of players. Through neutral ice. Into the middle. Far side circle. Had his stick lifted from behind. Overskated. Matt from his own blue line. Fans on the dump out attempt. Has it. Puck still in the zone. Finally does get it out. Backhanded ahead. Taken away by Bria. She dumps it into the zone off the... and gets erased. Played up the near side wall. Declan steps up. Played to the line. Out. Not able to regroup. Tries to fire it too hard at Garrett. Garrett will play from the far side corner. Up off the wall. Held in by the Thunderhawks. Centering attempt taken away by Garrett. He plays this one back to the line. Off a stick and out. Rink wide pass does connect. Bria, as the player stumbles, plays it near side. Max the first one on it into the zone. He's stripped of the puck. Matt skates into it here. Plays it down the wall. Puck forced to the slots. And Thunderhawks backhand this one up and out of the zone. Pass to behind the streaking player, Matt. Couldn't get past the defender there. Puck dumped into the Rails end. And they're going to call icing on that. Questionable on that one, but Rails will get an offensive zone face-off here with 2:03 left in the second period. Brecken over to Griffin. Miles off the near side wall down into the corner. Sent back to the circle. Griffin leaning on a player there. Thunderhawks. Center, they clear the zone. Puck's in his feet. That was played ahead. Up out of the zone. They got to wait to reset. Pass back. Brecken putting pressure on there down the near side wall. Will's got it now on the half wall over to Griffin. Garrett with a one-time shot scores! Garrett from the high slots from Griffin and Will. Griffin had a tip on it, so he gets to the assist. Will with the feed. And the Rails are up by 3. 1:30 left in the second period. Thunderhawks take possession off the draw. They'll dump it into the zone. Jace steers to the corner. Miles reverses course back up the far side wall. Thunderhawks have fanned on a dump in attempt or a shot. Brecken able to take this one away. Starts out. They're 4-on-2 as they cross center ice. Garrett up on there. He gets Brecken hauled down. Will has possession. He centers off a couple of sticks. Griffin now with it to the slot. Pushes one in on net. Saved and covered. 58 left in the second. Thunderhawks win the draw. Starting up from their near side circle. Turned and dumped into the end. That was icing. He hadn't reached the red line yet. 45.7 left in the second. And another offensive zone face-off here for the Rails on the near side circle. Thunderhawks possession off the draw. Start up the near side wall. Held in the zone temporarily. Max picks this one up. Comes right back in. Tries to sidestep a couple of players. Miles hops up. Can't hold the zone. Tangle of players there. Thunderhawks start ahead. Into the offensive zone they come. Centered off a stick. Shot from the short angle. Jace able to knock that one down. Miles battling in the corner there. He's got help from Declan. Thunderhawks up the half wall. Back down to the corner. In behind. Declan able to force that one loose. And that'll end the second period. So, through 2 periods, Rails at the 3-0 lead. We got Proctor with 7 shots on net for second period save total of 5 for the Grand Rapids goaltender. 6 shots for Grand Rapids for 6 saves for Jace. We are taking 45 more seconds break here, and
come back.
so yes, 20 seconds left here, and we're going to start the second period.
They're used to re-icing.
Grand Rapids left for the bench thinking that there was a Zam after 2.
Hold on, boys. Cal.
All right, everyone's back on the benches and on the ice. 15 minutes on the clock. Third period about to start. Brecken on the center ice draw. Wins it back to Garrett. Plays it up the far side wall for Tony. Tipped into the zone. Clearing attempt knocked down by Tony. Tried to hand off to Brecken. That was intercepted. Miles up to the blue line. Does hold. Rink-wide pass intercepted by Brecken. He'll start into the zone down the middle. From the far circle. Shot. Kick save. Tony pushed it in behind the net. Thunderhawks play it to the line. Miles holds it in. That goes off a skate. Tony from the slot. Shot blocked. Will takes this one away in the far corner. His short angle shot off the stick. Grand Rapids clears it high out of the zone. Garrett takes it back. Gets to the red line. Dumps it in. Grand Rapids forced to play it from their near side corner. Taken away at the half wall there. Puck squirts free. Miles steps up. Can't quite hold the blue line. Garrett gets it. Chips it high off the glass back into the zone, but Garrett hadn't Will hadn't quite cleared on the near side, so icing the call. 13:53 left in the third. Thunderhawks win the draw, taken away by Declan. He tries to cut through the middle. Max takes it away, hands it back to Declan, dumped into the zone. Declan has it again. Toe drags into the slot. Shot scores! Declan unassisted! Declan unassisted. 13:36 left in the third. Rails now up by a score of 4-0. Thunderhawks win it back. Declan steals it. Back into the slot. Diving play. Kicks it. Bria now fires that one through the crease. Thunderhawks cleared ahead. That's taken away by Max. He pushes that one into the zone. Taken back by Grand Rapids. They reach center ice. Dump this one into the near side corner. Matt settles it down in behind the net. Starts out the far side. Up off the wall. Max has it there. Max into the offensive zone. Tries the center, gets it back. Bottom of the circle, a shot. Tips up over the net. That almost hit the netting. Declan battling there. Taken away into the slot. Or into the circle. Thunderhawks down the near side wall. Matt able to take that one away. Stops, fires it back up the near side wall. Bria up on the half wall. Centers for Garrett. 3-on-2 as they cross center ice. He's got Declan and Max with him. Around the circle. Shot from the dot off the mask. Pops up high in front of the net. And we've got high stick called. Declan knocked that one down. So high sticking for playing the puck, not for a penalty. So it'll be all the way back into the Rails end with 12:23 left in the third. Thunderhawks win the draw back. Shot towards the net. Kick save. Rebound. Saved as well. Puck out front. Scores! And 3 attempts out front. Thunderhawks finally break the seal. 12:17 left in the third period. Score is now 4-1. Brecken wins it over to Will, pushes it ahead. Rapid sends it back, dumped down in. Sent right back by Grand Rapids. They center into the offensive zone. Puck squirts to the slot. Shot, glove held onto by Jace. We'll get a defensive zone draw here to Jace's left with 12:02 left in the third. Draw one to the wall by Declan. He's able to force it out with help from Garrett. To the middle. Tony backhands this one into the zone. Declan still battling for it there. He's got it on the wall. Puck squirts to the line. Miles fans on a keep-in attempt. Thunderhawks will start back out. Garrett retreats to the corner. Fires it off the glass and out. Grand Rapids will start from the red line here. D-to-D pass. Sent ahead, but too far. Miles intercepts. He'll start out of the zone. He comes ahead down to the middle. Shot, kick, save. Played to the wall by the Thunderhawks. They'll start up out of the zone. Rink-wide pass too far, but they do skate into it. Tip to the middle. Miles takes that one away again. Out the far side. He's tripped. No call. Tony plays to the middle. Able to take this one away. He's got it into the offensive zone. He backhands this one down into the corner. Declan behind the net, battling there. Puck squirts out front. Thunderhawks almost gave it away. They've got possession again. They'll start ahead. Down the near side wall. Works to the middle. Poke check there. Held it at the line. Shot. Ramps off a stick into the corner. Miles plays it ahead. Tony able to chip it up and out of the zone. Bria and Declan 2-on-1 as they cross center ice. Bria fires on net, kick save. Declan behind the net, plays it off the goaltender's back, ends up below the goal line again. Declan gets it back through the crease. That's cleared. Declan knocks it down in the slot, played out the near side. Garrett picks it up. Garrett on his own blue line, all the way across. Over skates. Fires this one into the zone. Tried to play it back up the wall, intercepted by Will. Tony from a sharp angle, pushes that one through the crease to the far near side wall. Played ahead, poke checked at the blue line. Thunderhawks still have possession. They fan on a centering attempt. Garrett will take this one in behind the net. He rims it hard off the wall. That hits a stanchion, pops out to the middle. Matt able to loft this one up and out. Thunderhawks stuck in their skates. Still battling there outside the blue line. Declan finally comes away with it. He's poke checked though. Thunderhawks come ahead. Dump this one into the corner. Garrett lofts this one ahead. Off a skate but out of the zone. Max pushes. Cleared back into the zone but offsides. 9:15 left in the third period. Rails up by a score of 4-1. We'll get a neutral zone face-off here. Thunderhawks down into the zone. Toe drags, loses it to the corner though. Possession in the corner. Around behind. To the circle. Good stick from Max there. Takes it away. Rails 3-on-1 as they cross center ice. Hustling ahead. Will in the middle. Max poke checked off his stick. Rails still have possession. Max takes his player down. Will into the circle. Down to Brecken. Back to Will. He couldn't get the shot off. Matt fires one. That goes wide of the nets. Tipped up ahead. Miles steps up. Holds the zone. Puck in the slot. He's got it. Hard shot, kick save. Max back for Will at the point. He dumps this one back into the corner. Brecken will be the first one there. He overskated. Max gets it back over to Brecken. Brecken now behind the net. Battling for possession there. He surveys. Centers to Max in the high slot. He's bumped off this puck. Thunderhawks able to backhand this one out to the far wall. Max chips it ahead, or Miles chips that one ahead. Thunderhawks give it right back to Max. Puck lost in some skates. Miles into the offensive zone. Puck still bouncing around there. Oh, Griffin comes up, loses an edge, runs into a Grand Rapids player there. Poke check from Jace, shot, rebound. Good save from Jace. Puck cleared to the corner. Thunderhawks with possession. Griffin loses an edge as that's held in at the point. Miles takes a man down there. Puck in behind the net. Thunderhawks will pick this one up in the near side corner. They center. Puck's in the slot. Bumped by Miles. He clears to the wall. Griffin skates into it. Plays it up to the point, but that's held in. Shot from there wide of the net into the near corner. Thunderhawks back to the near side point. Dump back into the corner. That goes around behind. Garrett with the stick lift, able to get this one out from behind. He's got it on the half wall, reverses, stops. Back up the wall. He'll fire this one. That hits Declan in the bench. And so the puck will come back into the Rails end on that clear. 6:57 left in the third. Defense is on face-off for the Rails. Declan wins back to Garrett. From behind the net. Dumps it back off the far side wall. Thunderhawks put it back in behind. Garrett chips ahead for Max. He's able to get it up and out of the zone. Tip to the middle. Thunderhawks into the zone. That shot blocked to the corner by Garrett. He'll turn. Fire it up the wall. Tony chips out of the zone. Foot race there on the far side wall. Poke check by the Thunderhawks. Into the zone by Declan. Grand Rapids through the middle of their zone. Out the near side. Sent back to the middle. Into the offensive zone. They're on sides. That's taken away by back pressure from Declan. Matt picks this one up on the near side wall. He starts out ahead. Into the offensive zone on the far side. Fires this one towards the net. Kick save from the Grand Rapids goaltender. Rebound pushed wide of the net by Max. Up to the line, but not out. Finally centering to get it out there. This shot goes wide of the net. Trickles into the crease. Matt plays it off the wall for Tony. He fanned on a clearing attempt. Gets it back. Thunderhawks put it back into the corner. Matt has it there. He'll start behind the net. Off the near side wall. Max able to get position and get it out to Declan. Declan toe drags. Good stick there from the Rapids defender to force this to the corner. Sent out front. Shot from Tony. Rebound. Max with a shot. That goes wide of the nets. Played ahead. Grand Rapids centers. That's off a stick. Garrett will intercept. Waits for his team to get on sides. He's back into the zone. Backhands this one into the corner. This goes far side. Declan battling along the wall there. Hands off to Tony. Sharp angle shot hits the goaltender in the side, and he'll cover up. 4:54 left in the third period. Thunderhawks win this draw to the corner. Round behind the net, up to the half wall. Puck to the line, but not out. Held in by Brecken. Bria fanned in a dump-in attempt. Thunderhawks start back out the near side. Into the middle. Good poke check there from Miles. Forces it to the wall. Centering attempt taken away by Will. Bria now on the near side wall. Plays it ahead for Will. Over for Brecken, and the Rails are into the zone. Brecken, bottom of the circle. Shot off the post, wide of the net. Thunderhawks out of their own zone. They'll just dump this one in softly. Jace clears to the corner. Matt has possession on the far wall. Starts ahead. Cuts to the middle. Into the offensive zone. Stops at the blue line. Passes over for Will. He sidesteps. Pushes one in on net. Puck bouncing around. That roll just wide. That was Bria. Cleared up the wall. Brecken has it there. He plays it back down into the bottom of the circle for Will. Will from the corner. Up to Brecken at the top of the circle. Hard shots. Off the body. Scores. That one rolled through the goaltender and into the net. That'll be Brecken from Will. 3:42 left in the third. Rails extend their lead to a score of 5-1. Grand Rapids wins the draw. They dump it in. Miles has possession. Lofts one. Near side for Tony. Tony works to the middle, into the zone. Has possession off a couple of sticks. Cleared to the line. Miles will hold. Poke checked off his stick. Started back the other way. Declan with good back pressure there. Thwarts the rush attempt. Miles picks up the loose puck in his own end. Stops. Comes back near side for Garrett. Garrett up off the wall. Doesn't quite get to Tony. Still battling here outside the zone. Garrett on the wall. Rink wide pass. Hops over Griffin's stick. He's able to get it ahead for Declan, though. Declan with speed into the slots. Rolled off the end of his stick into the corner. Tony up to Declan on the half wall. Declan back to the corner for Tony. Centered. It does hit Griffin. Griffin tries a maneuver. Garrett from the blue line. Shot, gloved, held on to. 2:36 left in the third period. We're going to get a offensive zone draw here for the Rails. Brecken on the face-off. That hit the referee's skate. He's got possession. Back to Max. Thunderhawks along the half wall. Get it up ahead. Dumped out of the zone. Garrett will race back. That won't make it for icing. He plays ahead. Up out of the zone. Thunderhawks do hold it out so they don't get the offsides. Matt plays this one ahead. Thunderhawks in on the near side. Back from Bria takes it away. She clears the zone. Icing, or not icing, sorry. Offsides is the call with 2:05 left. Thunderhawks down into the zone. Shot from the circle is partially blocked. Garrett able to get it off the goal line. Shove it right back under Jace. Save to Garrett. That was close. Rails win possession. Matt rifles this one hard off the wall. Doesn't make it out of the zone. Thunderhawks straight back into the corner. Miles up off the glass and out. Dump down into the corner. Miles has it here. Stops behind the net. Fires off a shin pad. That almost bounced towards the net. Thunderhawks in the far corner. Played up to the top of the circle. Centered. Taken away by Will. 3-on-3 as they cross. Will down the far side wall. Declan able to swoop in and take possession. Pushes this one out front. Will forces it back behind the net. Declan now from the corner. Puts it off the goalie's mask from behind the goal line. Will has it roll off the end of his stick. Thunderhawks will take possession out of the zone. Into the offensive zone come the Thunderhawks. Good back pressure there from Griffin. Takes the puck away. He plays this one up and out. That's going to go the length of the ice. Icing waved off. It doesn't make it in time. Centered. I think it's too far. Miles holds the zone. Pushes this one back in below the goal line. Garrett from the circle. Fires one off the base of the net. Thunderhawks from their half wall, circling behind their own net. 23 seconds left in the period. Played up but not out. Bria holds the zone. Declan hops on that one, forces it back down into the corner. 13 to 11 seconds left in the period. Declan battling in on the goal line. Garrett down from the point, plays this one behind the net. And as that one's centered, that'll end the game. Rails win this one by a score of 5-1. They will be back in action tomorrow afternoon, 1:45 p.m., where they play host to International Falls. Shot totals for the third period. Rails with 14 for a save total for the Grand Rapids goaltender of 12. Shot totals for Grand Rapids, 5 for a save total for Jace of 4. Grand Rapids goaltender save total is 28 on the game, 13 for Jace. Again, Rails win by a score of 5-1. They'll be back in action tomorrow at 1:45 p.m. against International Falls right here at St. Luke's Arena. See you then.